Yo, what's up, guys? This is Adora Sanya from iFlip Academy, and you are viewing another session of iFlip Fridays, question and answer time. No, actually, it's not question and answer time. Actually, today, I'm going to talk to you guys about value. Value is it relates to what else? Houses. So generally, there are, and actually this can be related to a question that I get a lot, which is, how do I figure out what these properties are worth? Miss Jones called me about this property. I don't know what it's worth. Oh my goodness. So here's just breaking it down for you guys. Generally, I categorize generally two sets of values. So one, you've got what we call retail value, right? So retail value is, ask yourself, you're trying to answer this question. What would a retail buyer pay for this particular property that I'm analyzing in, pretty solid to all the way to like tip-top shape condition, newly renovated kind of thing. So that's your retail value, which is also known as ARV, after repair value. So ultimately, what will a retail home buyer pay for this property at the end of the day? That's the question that you're trying to answer in terms of retail value. And this can be determined by looking for properties. Here's the key thing, looking for properties that are similar to your subject property. So let's make it real. Let's say your subject property is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath row home. You want to compare it. So let's say your property is a 4-bed, 2-bath row home, 1,800 square feet. You want to compare that to other 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom row homes that are either 1,800 square feet or not too far off from that 1,800 square feet. But absolutely, same amount of bedrooms. Different bedrooms can definitely, in different marketplaces, depending on where you're at, bedrooms can definitely throw off value by tens of thousands of dollars. So you want to make sure square footage is similar, style of house is similar, and bedrooms are on point. So compare apples to apples, guys. Don't compare apples to bananas. So that's how you find out what your retail value is. Comparable properties and then you got to look at distance. So, and this is the market to market thing. So for example, where I'm at in Philadelphia, I'm not comping properties no more than 0.3 miles out. So that's generally like 3 blocks in every direction. But for me, I personally actually like to keep it tighter than that. So I really like the best comps, hands down, the best comps are properties that are either on the same block as your property, if you're so lucky, or just like the same street. So if I'm comparing, so my subject property is on Wildy Street on the 200 block. I want to see what are properties, if there are any properties that sold on this block of Wildy Street, in the past 3 to 6 months. And if there are, and generally it's going to be the same exact type of property, that's your best way to evaluate that retail value. All right, so that's your retail value. Remember, compare apples to apples, comparable properties, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, all that stuff, same style of house. Now, there's another way that a lot of people don't know about, especially when you are wholesaling, to determine value. and that is what I call the trending cash number. The trending cash number is answering a question of what are other cash investors currently paying for properties like this in the marketplace. So let's go back to that same, I'm analyzing a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom property in, say, South Philadelphia. What I want to know is within this 0.3 mile radius, what are other investors paying for similar properties? And generally, when you analyze that, you'll start to see trends. So there's many times where I'll evaluate a property like that and you'll start to see, okay, Joe investor paid like 50 grand for a property. Similar condition, similar square footage, same bedrooms, bathrooms. Now, Mary investor paid 46 grand. Same kind of property. John investor paid 52 grand. Same kind of property. Sally investor paid 49 grand. Same kind of property. So then what you do with those numbers is you start to see, all right, so the trending cash buyer number is generally, say, between 46 grand and like 56 grand. So when you're analyzing your subject property, it's just a matter of, remember, all right, so these are folks that are already in the marketplace buying properties. Now, if the trending cash number is from 46 to 56, what I want to do is work backwards from there and see, all right, so how do I source this property? Meaning, how do I put this property under contract for, say, 30 to 35,000 in anticipation that I'm going to be able to sell it to these folks that are already buying at the trending cash number between that 46 to 56. And that's how you determine value, guys. Very simple. So either you got the retail value and you work backwards from there, but more easily is just figuring out what's the trending cash buyer number and just come in much lower than that. Because remember, folks are already buying in your marketplace. You just got to figure out what they're buying at and what kind of product it is. And that is it for this session of iFlip Friday. Guys, you got any questions, got any insights, comments, or anything like that, leave it below. And I will talk to you guys next Friday. Later, guys.